Emma's POV. That night, I slept in Adam's room in his bed, with his warmth beside me. It's something I could easily get addicted to. I still don't know how I went from wanting to kill him to lying in his arms in just one night. I hardly recognize myself these days. He kept his promise. He didn't touch me unless I wanted him to. He simply held my back against his chest, whispering softly in my ear, "I want this every single night." I said nothing. I was too nervous to string together a single coherent sentence. He stood in front of me earlier, stripping down to nothing but his boxers with the ease of someone who had no shame, while I ran to the bathroom to change into one of his shirts, a crisp white button-down since all of my things were still in the other room. Being that close to his bare skin had my heart pounding, but the second his arms wrapped around me in that quiet embrace, I forgot everything. I've never felt safer in my life. It just felt right. Like I was exactly where I belonged. In the morning, I woke to an empty bed. I scanned the room until I spotted him outside. I stepped toward the balcony, and there he was, standing at the edge, staring at the ocean still in his boxers. My cheeks flushed instantly. I found myself wanting to explore every inch of him, to touch every line of his sculpted body. I shook the thought away. What is wrong with me? He turned at the sound of the door and locked eyes with me. His lips curved into a soft smile as he walked toward me and extended his hand. I hesitated before taking it. He pulled me out onto the balcony. Framing my face with his hands, he whispered, "You look so hot right now." I lowered my gaze shyly, but he gently tilted my chin back up, eyes on mine. Then he kissed me slow, deep, and passionate. Tonight was our last night in Brazil. I wore a long white beach dress and let my natural waves flow freely. For makeup, I kept it simple, a little mascara, and a bold pop of hot pink on my lips. We went down to the hotel restaurant for dinner. Adam, as always, wore a suit. Someone was supposed to meet him briefly to sign documents for one of his local projects. The man arrived, handed over a thick stack of paperwork, and once Adam signed everything, he was gone with a polite "good night." As we finished dinner, we heard distant music and commotion coming from the street outside. "What is that noise?" I asked, concern creeping into my voice. Adam, completely unfazed, replied, "It's the carnival. Today's the first day. Thank God we leave tomorrow." "A carnival?" "Yes, it's famous worldwide. People travel from everywhere to see it." "But I wouldn't waste my time, too crowded. People get wasted. It's chaos. I want to see it." "No, Emma. I'm not in the mood to get smashed by half of Rio." "Then I'll go alone." Adam let out an exaggerated sigh and rolled his eyes. "Like hell you are. I'm not your prisoner. I can go wherever I want." "You're free to go, Emma." "But it's dangerous out there, especially alone." "Did you not hear what I just said?" "I'm going." He looked exasperated, but I didn't care. I needed to show him that I wasn't under his control. "Fine," he said. 20 minutes, then we go back." Outside, the music was even louder. The rhythm of drums of all shapes and sizes echoed down the street. Dancers in enormous feathered costumes moved with unbelievable grace, their bodies flowing like water. It was surreal, like something out of a movie. I stood in awe, soaking it all in. Adam, on the other hand, looked thoroughly unimpressed, sidestepping dirt, glaring at anyone who came too close. "Too bad there's no VIP section," I teased. "That's not what's bothering me," he said, leaning in.
It's the craving I have for your lips on mine.
Just like that, any sense of victory I felt vanished. Adam had this way of saying exactly the right thing at the worst time, and he knew it. Determined not to let him win, I threw myself into the music. I started to dance, awkward at first, but eventually my body followed the rhythm naturally. I lifted the skirt of my dress, slightly placed my hands on my waist, and turned around to see how irritated he looked. But he wasn't irritated. He was smiling. A smirk danced on his lips, his gaze locked on mine, filled with something electric. "I'm charmed and enchanted by you. Do you know that?" he said. And I loved it. I loved the effect I had on him. For once, I was in control. He plucked a white flower from one of the street plants and tucked it behind my ear. I didn't stop dancing, didn't stop looking at him. My feet moved, drawing me back toward him. I danced for him, and he knew it. But then I bumped into someone behind me. Adam caught me quickly and apologized to the stranger. When he turned back to me, his tone shifted. "I think it's time to go back." "Yes," I said with a smile, not realizing everything was about to change. We walked back in silence. Adam seemed distracted, his mind far from here. I debated asking what was wrong, but decided to wait. If he wanted me to know, he'd tell me. Just before reaching my door, I broke the silence. "I want to sleep in my room tonight." "Okay," he said flatly. "What?" That wasn't the reaction I expected. No argument, no stubborn persuasion, no force. "Adam, is there something you want to tell me?" He looked up, and for the first time, he looked defeated. He gave me a long, aching kiss before finally speaking. "I'm sorry." Adam McRoberts apologizing what? "Why?" I whispered. "In Brazil, I saw a side of you I didn't know existed. You're full of life, like light just pours out of you. Something tells me you've been through hell, but still you smile. You give. You care." He paused, eyes searching mine. "I'll never forget the morning I found you asleep in Demi's room, still wearing the same clothes from the night before. You stayed because she was scared of the storm. After everything I've done to you, you still care about my daughter. That kind of heart. It's rare. And I realized I don't deserve it. I don't deserve you." "Adam, what are you talking about?" "You looked like an angel tonight, and I knew then I can't let my dark soul swallow your light. That's why I've decided to let you go. You're free, Emma. When we return, I'll have the divorce papers drawn up. Don't worry about the money I gave you. It's yours. Keep it." He cupped my cheeks gently. "Please be safe. And if you ever need anything, I'll always be here. Can I kiss you one last time?" I nodded, too shocked to speak. He kissed me like never before, soft, desperate, full of longing. And then he was gone. I stood in my room, numb, and realized that something inside me was missing. A piece of me was gone. Why now? Just when I was beginning to let him in. Just when No. Yes, my heart whispered. I was in love with Adam McRoberts, and now like everyone else I've ever loved. He was leaving too, but I wasn't going to let him end things like this. I deserved to be heard. I stormed out of my room and pounded on his door. He opened it, surprised to see me. His blazer and tie were gone, his shirt untucked, a glass of whiskey in his hand. And all I wanted in that moment was to kiss the hell out of him. Emma's POV. "Emma." He looked and sounded surprised. "What did I do wrong now?" "Nothing. You're perfect." I stepped into the room and he moved aside to let me pass, then quietly closed the door behind me. I walked back toward him. Adam looked curious. He had no idea what I was doing. To be honest, neither did I. His eyes followed my every move. I moved in closer intentionally. Our lips were just inches apart. I could feel his body tense as I closed the distance. His eyes locked on mine, then slowly lowered to my lips before returning to my gaze. I reached for his glass of whiskey and gently placed it on the coffee table, never breaking eye contact. "Emma!" His voice was a low warning. "Did I do something wrong?"
Yes, everything you're doing is wrong. But you just said I was perfect.
He chuckled under his breath.
Now you're using my words against me. Impressive. I learned from the best. He smiled, a teasing smirk playing on his lips. I gave you a chance to walk away, and yet you're here. Don't make me change my mind, Emma. You're playing with fire. Why are you doing this? Is this really what you want? I'm doing what's right, not what I want. And did it ever occur to you to ask me what I want?
It did. You begged me more than once to let you go. Emma, what I love most about you is your sense of freedom. And I can't live with the guilt of taking that from you. I'd rather see you walk away than ever be the reason your light dims. I want you, but not on those terms. I want you to come to me willingly, not because you were trapped.
I agree. We can't change the past, but the future, that's ours, if we choose to build it differently. It's not that simple.
I hate myself for the things I did and said to you. Your smile is a reminder of everything good in the world and of how far from it I am. I'm darkness, Emma. I'll only ruin you.
You don't know that I snapped, frustration bubbling over. Ido, he shouted back. We were both at our breaking point. I see. Forgive me for wasting your time. I moved past him, heading for the door, needing the safety of my room, the solitude to cry in peace.
Emma, his voice stopped me mid-step. I didn't turn around.
Part of me wanted to keep walking. The other begged me to look back.
Emma, he said again, gently grabbing my arm to turn me around.
Let me.
Please stay. I should go. I've humiliated myself enough tonight.
You have nothing to be ashamed of.
I do.
Please, stay.
For what? Adam, what do you want me to stay for? For whatever comes next. I don't care what it looks like. I just know I need you.
Adam, this is killing me. It's killing me too.
We fell into each other, crashing into a kiss, so full of fire and tenderness that it took my breath away. His hands cradled my face like I was something fragile, precious. The kisses trailed down to my neck, slow and hungry. When his body pressed against mine, I gasped at how hard he was. A moan slipped from my lips.
Adam stopped, resting his forehead against mine, his breath ragged. I have to stop now. I don't want you to.
He pulled back slightly, eyes wide with surprise, then flickered with excitement.
What?
I'm here, Adam, willingly. I'm yours. Not because I have to be, because I want to be.
He looked at me like I was the greatest gift he'd ever been given.
Are you sure?
Never been more sure in my life.
And then he kissed me again, softly, reverently, like I was something holy. His hands explored my body with patience and awe, like every inch of me was new territory. He couldn't believe he had the right to discover.
Is it okay if I take this off?
He asked, fingers grazing the straps of my dress. Blushing, I nodded. He slid the straps down gently, letting the dress fall to the floor. Then he looked back into my eyes.
May I?
He asked again, this time about my bra.
Yes.
He unhooked it with one hand so smooth it startled me. When I looked up,
wondering if he was checking me out. I found his eyes locked on mine instead.
"You're beautiful in every way," he whispered. "I still can't believe this is happening."
He guided me to the bed. "Lie on your stomach." I obeyed without question, nerves and anticipation tingling through my body. I heard the quiet rustle of his clothes coming off. Shivers ran down my spine. He kissed the back of my neck down my spine, sending sparks everywhere he touched. "Relax. If you want me to stop, just say it. You decide what happens tonight." His breath at my ear made me tremble. "If you stop, I'll have to attack you," I teased. He laughed deep and warm. "I wouldn't mind. Actually, I'd be honored." He flipped me over, cupped my breasts, and kissed me again. My body melted beneath his. When he moved to my nipples, playing with them, my panties grew soaked in seconds. "You okay with this?" he whispered. "Don't stop," I whispered back. He kept going, building me higher and higher, until I thought I'd come undone from just his fingers and mouth alone. "You're so wet for me," he murmured, trailing kisses down my body. "May I?" He gestured toward my panties. I nodded, breathless. When his tongue touched me there, I forgot how to breathe. My body arched, my hands gripping the sheets like they were the only things holding me to the earth. I was nearly there when he stopped. "Not yet, my sweet Emma. I want to be closer when you fall apart." I was dazed, lost, but I followed as he sat me up, taking me into his lap, his fingers finding me again. He whispered instructions in my ear, guiding my movements, his hands reverent and controlled. "Slow, princess. Let it come slowly. You'll enjoy it more." I let go when I couldn't hold on anymore, shaking against him as the waves crashed over me. "You want to keep going?" he asked, giving me a moment to breathe. "What about you?" I asked, confused. "Don't worry about me. I promised I'd wait." "No more waiting, Adam. I want everything with you. Now." He grinned, resting his forehead against mine. We kissed slowly, sweetly. "Are you sure? Ask me that one more time, and I swear." His kiss silenced me. When he entered me, the stretch burned. My eyes shut tight. "It'll hurt at first," he whispered, kissing my forehead. "Then it gets better. I promise." I nodded, trusting him. The pain slowly dissolved, replaced by something deeper, something exquisite. We moved together, like we were made for this, like we'd waited a lifetime to find each other. When I came again, I felt him release with me, holding me close, like he never wanted to let go. He kissed my forehead once more and whispered, "You're the drug I could never rehab from my sweet Emma." Lying in bed, still wrapped around him, I whispered, "I didn't know it could be that amazing." "What we just did wasn't just beep," he said softly. "Beep isn't that amazing. That was making love." Emma's POV. The next morning, I woke up in Adam's arms. He was already awake, gently caressing my hair. "Good morning," he said, pressing a soft kiss to my head. "Good morning. Why didn't you wake me up?" "I don't know. You just look too beautiful. I could stare at you all day." "You're such a flirt. No wonder you have everyone at your feet." "I don't want everyone. I only want you." I smiled softly, my heart fluttering. "I just wish we could stay here forever." "We can extend our stay if you want." "What about Demi? It's been a week already." "She'll be fine. Martha takes good care of her." "No, I think we should go home." Adam's expression softened, and he pulled me a little closer. "I don't deserve you, Emma. You care for my daughter like she's your own. You have no idea how much that means to me. My mom left us when I was little. I know firsthand how much a mom is needed, which is why I can relate to Demi. I'll never try to replace her mom. I know my place. I just want to comfort her as much as I can." Adam kissed me again, a tenderness in his touch that left me breathless. Looking back, I never imagined that the cold, bitter man I first met
could be so sweet and caring. Somehow, he'd broken down all my walls, and I'd found myself falling for him. I broke the kiss and whispered against his lips, "I'll go take a shower. We still have 2 rooms to pack."
"May I join you?" he asked with a playful glint in his eyes. I felt my cheeks flush at the thought of being naked in front of him. I lowered my gaze to hide my embarrassment.
He gently lifted my chin with his finger, making our eyes meet.
"Don't be shy. You have no idea how gorgeous you are."
I wrapped myself in the bedsheet and dashed to the bathroom, the soft fabric trailing behind me. The warm water of the shower felt heavenly on my sore muscles. I startled when strong arms wrapped around me from behind. Adam buried his face in the side of my neck. "You must know, my sweet Emma, that I'll take every opportunity to have you in my arms like this. And today will be no exception," he whispered in a low, husky voice that sent shivers down my spine.
"Aren't you tired from last night?" "No, and too bad if you are, because I'm not leaving this room before taking you again. Unless, of course, you want to do it on the plane."
We made love in the shower that morning before heading back home. It always amazed me how Adam seemed to know exactly where to touch me, how he made me feel like I was the only woman in the world for him. Every moment with him was magical. Why? A small, nagging feeling lingered at the back of my mind, like things were going too well to be true. I brushed it aside. I'd been through so much, and every time something good happened, I freaked out. But I had Adam now. Nothing bad could happen if he was by my side. He would protect me with everything he had. We finished packing, had breakfast in the room, and headed to the lobby to meet the car that would take us to the airport. We held hands and chatted casually as we walked through the lobby.
"Hi, Adam, can we talk? In private?"
Vivian appeared out of nowhere, her presence as unwelcome as ever.
I felt Adam's grip on my hand tighten and his jaw clenched. "As a matter of fact, I have nothing to say to you, Vivian. But if you insist, we can talk right here in front of my wife. We have no private matters to discuss." "Are you seriously in a relationship with her? Look at her. She's not your type. She's too pale and too simple.
You're used to more refined, voluptuous women." Her words stung, but I didn't let them show. What was Adam seeing in me?
"Like you," Adam replied, barely containing his amusement. Vivian said, clearly taken aback by his response. Adam couldn't help it. Laughter escaped him, filling the lobby with the sound of his amusement. "Don't be a fool. You've already made a fool of yourself by telling my wife that we had a relationship when you know damn well that's not true. Not to mention your ridiculous paternity claims. Are you out of your mind? A simple DNA test would prove you're lying."
"Adam, you're hurting me. Please stop."
"And you're hurting my marriage. Stay away from me, Vivian. I thought we could be friends, but I've realized that's not even possible."
Adam's rage was palpable, and I could see the same intense anger in his eyes that I'd seen directed at others before. It wasn't fun.
"Do you believe him?" Vivian turned to me, her voice sharp. I was speechless, unsure of how to respond. She didn't wait for an answer before continuing her rant.
"I've been where you are, and trust me, it all ends eventually. Look at me now. He used me and left me. The same will happen to you. You're just his new toy. I pity you." Tears welled up in my eyes, a part of me believing her, but another part of me fighting it. I wanted to walk away from her words, but they still lingered in my mind.
"You get near my wife again, and I'll sue you for defamation of character. I'm not playing, Vivian. Don't be stupid enough to make me your enemy. You will regret it."
Adam practically pulled me out of the hotel, his hand gripping mine firmly. I had given my heart to a man I thought I knew, but now I wasn't so sure. He helped me into the car, his grip tight on the steering wheel as we drove in silence. The tension was thick between us.
Once we were inside the plane, Adam tried to break the silence. I'm so sorry about that, Emma. I was too lost in my thoughts to speak right away. Emma, please talk to me. I don't know what to say. Emma! Please don't believe her. Yes, I have a past with her, but like I said, it was a year ago. We've remained friends, but I don't know where all of this is coming from. You have to trust me. Why are you with me anyway?
Because you have the biggest heart. You're the kindest person I know. You're beautiful in every way, and you don't even try. It's just who you are. I can't picture my life without you. She wants you to look in her mirror, but you can't. She's not even a fraction of what you are. I'll never get bored of you.
How can I be sure of that? I don't have a secret formula to make you believe me, but I do have this. Adam took my hand and placed it over his chest. You feel that every beat of my heart is for you, Emma. Look into my eyes and tell me, am I lying to you?
I felt his heart racing beneath my palm, and I knew without a doubt that he was being honest. I looked into his eyes and saw nothing but sincerity.
I believe you. Just give me some time to process everything.
I kissed him, feeling the weight of his love, knowing I could trust him, even if a part of me still struggled to fully believe it.
Emma's POV.
Your dad started to move, Emma Dr. Collins said. At first, we thought it was just a reflex. Most patients in his condition display those. But when the movements continued, we monitored him more closely. It appears his brain has started to recover.
Is he awake? Can I see him? He's not conscious yet, but he might be soon.
Tears of joy filled my eyes. I had missed my dad so much, his calming voice, his wise advice. I couldn't believe I was finally going to get him back. There was so much we needed to talk about, so much time to make up for. This is such good news. I knew it. I knew he'd come back. Thank you, Dr. Collins.
The recovery process will take time, he cautioned gently. Even after he wakes up, he'll need to stay in the hospital for rehabilitation. He'll essentially have to learn to walk again, among other things. I'll be patient, I said, smiling through tears. It's been 2 years. I don't mind waiting a little longer.
Let me just say this, 2 years, and you never stopped believing in him. Your father is going to be so proud of you. I just want to hug him, I whispered. Dr. Collins walked me to his room. I spent the entire morning at the hospital, sitting by my father's side. I told him how beautiful life had become and how there was so much waiting for him. All he had to do was open his eyes. That afternoon, I kissed his forehead and promised to visit again soon. I needed to tell Adam he didn't know anything about my father. Strange, really, how he'd never asked about my family. But now that Dad was improving, he needed to know. Adam was coming home late from work, so I decided to take a long bath. I'd been feeling more tired than usual lately, more tired than when I used to work double shifts at the restaurant. A warm bubble bath, scented with lavender oil, felt like the perfect remedy. I needed to be awake when Adam came home so we could talk about my dad. I closed my eyes, sinking into the water, letting it melt the tension from my muscles. My head rested against the edge of the tub when I heard the door open. I was too relaxed to open my eyes until I heard the sound of footsteps approaching and splashing.
What are you doing?
I opened my eyes and nearly choked. Adam had stepped into the tub fully dressed.
Are you out of your mind?
I laughed as he started taking off his blazer and tie.
Yes. he said, grinning as he leaned in to kiss me. I missed you so much today. And to come home exhausted and stressed and find you like this, I lost my mind. Then take your clothes off, I said, smiling. I'll give you a massage. He turned around and I gently massaged his back. His muscles were tight, and I took my time easing the tension out of them. Adam sighed deeply under my touch, and the sound made something stir deep inside me. A familiar heat pooled low in my belly, and suddenly, my hands weren't enough. I moved around to face him. Our eyes met, and we both knew what was coming. I climbed into his lap, wrapping my legs around his waist, and kissed him deeply. My lips trailed down his neck, breathing him in. He smelled like something forbidden and delicious. He slid inside me, and my breath hitched. Pleasure surged through me as I began to move. I was in control, and we both loved it. Water splashed over the sides of the tub, but neither of us cared. Our bodies were all that mattered. Adam cupped one of my breasts, taking the other into his mouth. A moan escaped me as his warm breath teased my hardened nipple. I was close, too close to hold back. And when we finally came, we clung to each other skin to skin, our breathing slow and heavy in the aftermath. Later, wrapped in cozy pajamas, I climbed into bed. Adam was already there, resting against the headboard, watching me with a lazy smile. "Coming back for more, my sweet Emma," he teased. "You wish. Always." "Well, actually, I have 2 things I need to tell you. Can it wait until tomorrow? Let's just sleep." "No, Adam. It can't wait." He sighed, clearly tired. "All right. What is it?" I hesitated. 2 years ago, my dad had an incident. "Okay," he said slowly.
He was in an accident.
His whole demeanor changed. His jaw clenched, and something flickered in his eyes, something dark I couldn't quite place. "I used the money you paid me to cover his medical treatment," I said quietly. "The doctors didn't give me much hope, but I never gave up. He was all I had. This morning, Dr. Collins told me there's been a miracle my dad is recovering. He might wake up soon. I'm just so happy, so grateful." "You used my money?" Adam's voice was low, dangerous. I froze. That wasn't the Adam I knew. That was the cold, hardened man I had first met. A chill ran down my spine. Yes. Why are you so upset?" "I can't believe this. I can't believe how stupid I was." "Adam, what are you talking about?" Your father was the other driver in Amy's accident. He was drunk. He killed her." My breath caught. Don't lie to me, Emma. The police report confirmed it." "Adam, please just listen." "No," he snapped. This relationship, it will never work. I can't even stand to be near the man who took her from me. You don't know the full story. I know enough. I'm sleeping in the other room tonight. I can't even look at you right now. Tears filled my eyes, spilling onto my cheeks as I watched him walk to the door. He paused. Before I go, what was the second thing you wanted to tell me? I swallowed the lump in my throat. It's not important, I whispered. Don't worry. Just go. Adam's POV. I sat at my desk, my head in my hands. I was exhausted, not just physically, but mentally. Emma was gone, and I had no idea what to do. Should I look for her? And even if I did, where would I find her? This morning I left the house early before she woke up. Sleep hadn't come to me last night anyway. When I returned in the afternoon, Martha met me at the door, visibly anxious. That's when she told me Emma had left. No note, no explanation. She was just gone. Now that she wasn't here, the house felt hollow. I felt hollow. Emma had become a part of my life, the biggest part, and without her, I didn't recognize myself. She even left behind everything I ever bought her, including her ring. It was clear she didn't want anything from me, and I didn't blame her. I had been the worst husband. Part of me whispered that we couldn't be together, that too much stood in our way. But another part, louder, more desperate, just wanted her back. I was drowning in confusion. A knock at the door pulled me out of the spiral. Come in. Martha stepped inside, holding something in her hands. Sir, are you all right? I must have looked like hell. The bags under my eyes, the same clothes from yesterday. I nodded stiffly. Yes. What is it? I don't know how to say this. Just say it, Martha. I don't have all day. I was cleaning your room and I found this. She approached the desk and carefully placed something in front of me. I frowned, staring at the small plastic stick. I glanced at her, then back down. What is this? She didn't answer. Her eyes stayed on the floor. I picked it up to examine it more closely. My breath caught. The word pregnant stared back at me from the tiny screen. What is this? My voice was barely a whisper. Just tell me what this is. It's a pregnancy test, sir. A positive one. Looks like Mrs. Emma is pregnant. You're going to be a father again. My heart stopped. Without another word, I stood up, shoved past Martha, and bolted from the house. I got in my car and started driving with one mission in mind: find Emma. Even if I had to turn the entire city upside down. I called every hospital in town asking about Thomas Ross until one finally confirmed he was a patient. I raced there certain she would be visiting him. Once inside, the receptionist told me which room he was in. I followed her directions through the halls, but with every step closer, the weight in my chest grew heavier. Room 412. I stood outside the door paralyzed. This was the man I'd blamed for so long. The man I believed had taken Amy from me, but I couldn't bring myself to enter. So I just stared through the glass window. Thomas Ross lay still, unconscious, hooked up to machines. Tubes and wires tangled around his fragile frame. I expected anger, maybe even hate, to rise in me. Instead, I saw only pain, Emma's pain. I imagined what she must have felt sitting here every day, clinging to hope while everyone else gave up. For 2 years, and suddenly I didn't see the man I hated anymore. I saw the father of the woman I loved. Yes, I love Emma. With everything I have. It hit me all at once, the irony, the tragedy. This was the man who took away one love of my life, and yet somehow gave me another.
The emotional storm inside me was unbearable.
How could I not love her?
She was kind, sweet, selfless.
I pictured her in my mind, her red hair glowing under the Brazilian sun, her pale skin shimmering on the beach, the way she danced in the streets of Rio with her eyes locked on mine, her smile, the first time we kissed, the first time we made love, the way her lips felt against my skin, the way she made me feel whole. Where are you, Emma? Come back to me. Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant?
I knew that was what she wanted to tell me that night, and I had shut her down. I pushed her away.
I would give anything to take back those words, to undo everything I'd done to hurt her. A voice behind me snapped me back to the present.
"Sir, are you lost?" a nurse asked politely.
I turned to face her. No, he's my wife's father.
"Oh, I didn't know Emma was married."
We recently got married, I replied. What else could I say?
"Congratulations. You're a lucky man, you know." "That girl, she's one of a kind. Did you know she slept here at the hospital for 2 months straight after her dad went into a coma on a stiff hospital chair? After working all day as a waitress, we had to convince her to go home just so she wouldn't get sick herself."
A lump formed in my throat.
"Yeah, that's my sweet Emma."
I'm Mindy, by the way. I'm Mr. Ross's nurse. Let me know if you need anything.
"Actually, how's his condition?" "He's strong. We're all amazed he even survived. But now, after all this time, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery. It's incredible."
Yes, the car accident he was in was deadly." Mindy frowned slightly.
"I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Ross wasn't in a car accident. He fell from the second-floor balcony of his home. He was shot twice. The fall put him in a coma."
My heart stopped. What? She looked puzzled. I don't know what you're referring to, but I have to continue my rounds. Let me know if you need anything. She walked away, leaving me frozen, stunned. He wasn't in the car. Then, who was Mindy? I called after her. She turned. Yes, sir.
"Can you tell me the exact date of Mr. Ross's accident?" "Of course. I remember it clearly. He's been my longest patient. October 1st, 2016. 1.
I nodded slowly. That's all. Thank you. She walked away, but my mind was reeling. October 1st, 216, the exact same day as Amy's accident. It didn't make sense. If Thomas Ross wasn't driving that night, then who was? Adam's POV.
2 months later.
It's been 2 months since Emma left. I've searched everywhere for her, but it's like she vanished off the face of the earth. I can't help but wonder if she's eating right. Is she sleeping comfortably? Has a doctor seen her? Is she okay? And more than anything, does she miss us? As for me, I'm a wreck. I barely sleep maybe an hour a night if I'm lucky. Even when I try, I wake up drenched in sweat, haunted by my own thoughts and fears. I've lost weight. The dark circles under my eyes are permanent now. I feel like a piece of me is slowly dying every single day she's not here. These days I throw myself into work or lock myself in my study just to keep my mind busy. The only part of my day I look forward to is dinner with Demi. I make sure to spend time with her before bed because she needs me now more than ever. She misses Emma terribly. She talks about her constantly. Lately, she's even claimed Emma came to see her at school. Today, I walked out of my study to tuck Demi in. It's been my job again since Emma left. Daddy, how are you feeling? Even my 4-year-old could see I looked like a ghost. I'm good, princess. How about you? I forced a smile.
"I miss Emma."
Her mood shifted instantly. Her eyes dropped to the floor. My heart cracked open all over again. I know, baby. I miss her too. When are you bringing her back? You said you would. But it's been a long time. I'm sorry, princess. I'm trying my best. I wish it were that easy. Why don't you get her from the school? I frowned. Demi, Emma's not at your school. Why do you keep saying that?
Because she is Daddy. Isa wear. I promise.
I'm not lying.
Her little hands clenched. Sometimes when I go to the playground, I see her on the other side of the fence across the street. She waves when I notice her. She smiles, but sometimes she cries, Daddy. She's very sad. Why is she sad? My breath caught. Could this be true? Demi wasn't the kind of child who made things up. Her story was too specific, too detailed to be imagination.
Demi, can you tell me what days and what time she shows up?
I don't know. Some days, not all days. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes after lunch.
Of course. She's only 4. I couldn't expect more than that.
I kissed the top of her head gently. That's okay, sweetheart. You've helped me a lot already. Now go to sleep. I promise. Emma will be back home soon.
I spent the next week parked outside Demi's school morning and afternoon. No sign of Emma. I even hired a private investigator, but nothing. Not a single lead. She couldn't have just disappeared.
But she's out there, and I won't stop until I find her.
This morning, I decided to stop by the hospital to check on Thomas Ross. Maybe he knew something.
As I was about to enter his room, I ran into Mindy.
Good morning, sir.
It's been a while, she said with a smile.
Good morning. Yes, it has. How's Mr. Ross doing? She tilted her head. Oh, you didn't know Emma didn't tell you. Tell me what?
Mr. Ross woke up. 2 weeks ago. I froze. A strange mix of relief and pain washed over me. Emma must be overjoyed. I'd give anything just to see her smile again just once more. How's his condition now? I asked, trying to steady my voice.
Well, recovery will be long and difficult. He'll need extensive physical therapy. But the bigger issue now is whether they can afford the treatments. That shouldn't be a problem, I said without thinking. I'll cover it. Right now.
Today?
Yes. Take me to the billing office.
Mindy led me to the office and I handled everything. I gave them my personal information and made it clear any future charges were to be sent directly to me.
I didn't want Emma worrying about money ever again.
Once it was done, I went back to Thomas's room. I needed to face him for real this time. I no longer saw the man who had taken Amy from me. I saw the father of the woman I loved.
When I walked in, his eyes landed on me immediately.
Good morning, Mr. Ross.
Good morning. I'm sorry, but do I know you? I'm Adam McRoberts, Emma's husband. I'm not sure if she mentioned me. She has, he said. You can sit if you want. Thank you, sir.
I sat. I don't know what happened between you two, he said after a pause.
But my daughter is deeply hurt.
I know, and I'm sorry. You have no idea how much I wish I could go back in time and do things differently. He studied me.
Then you'll have to earn her forgiveness.
I've been trying to find her, but she's hiding. Do you know where she is?
He sighed. She doesn't tell me much. Says she doesn't want me to worry. But I know she got a job at a restaurant. She stayed at the hospital for a while, sleeping in a chair. When she saved up enough, she rented a room somewhere. She still visits me at random times. I think she comes whenever her work allows.
A knot formed in my throat. Emma. Pregnant, working long hours, sleeping in hospital chairs, I had done this to her.
Do you know what restaurant she works at?
I'm sorry, I don't.
I understand. Thank you for your time, Mr. Ross. I'll come by tomorrow to visit again. But may I ask for a favor?
Of course.
Don't tell Emma I was here. He nodded. I can do that.
Thank you, Thomas. He smiled faintly. Adam.
I stood up to leave. Adam. His voice made me turn again.
Yes, protect her, please. Her brother. I know, I said firmly. And I give you my word I will protect her with my life. I've spent 2 months searching for her,
and I'm not stopping until she's safe. He nodded. Thank you. Adam's POV. Emma, are you all right? I'm fine, thanks for asking. Excuse me. She tried to go around me, but I grabbed her arm. We need to talk. I don't want to. Please continue with your life as I am with mine. I'm not letting you go, especially not now when we're having a baby. You need to come back home. First of all, that's not my home, it never was. And second, this baby isn't yours, so stop harassing me. Forget I ever existed. You're lying just to push me away. I know that baby is mine, and you're mine too. How arrogant can you be? I'm not one of your business deals. Just stay away from us. Like I said, this baby is not yours. Even if you say that 1,000 times, I won't believe it. How can you not believe it? Didn't you call me a whore and a gold digger multiple times? Emma, please stop! That's exactly what I want to do. Stop. Just let me go, Adam. She pulled her arm from my hold. You were right, this relationship will never work. She turned and started walking away. I couldn't take it. I grabbed her by the waist from behind my hand, landing on her belly, and she froze. I held her tightly, finally giving her the hug I'd been starving for these past 2 months. I buried my face in her neck, inhaling the scent I missed like air. My hands gently cradled her small bump. I love you. I love you both so much. I was going crazy not knowing where you were. Please, don't disappear on me again, I whispered in her ear. Stop. We're in the middle of a hospital. People are staring, she whispered back. Then let's go somewhere more appropriate, I said, holding on like I never wanted to let go. We ended up at a nearby cafe. Emma wouldn't meet my eyes the entire time. I don't even know why we came here, she said quietly. I already said everything I needed to say. What do I need to do to earn your forgiveness? Nothing. There's nothing that can be done at this point. The only thing I want from you is your signature on the divorce papers. That I will never do. I took a calm sip of my coffee, though inside I was dying. Why are you doing this to me? You're making my life harder. I've told you because I love you. My voice rose. The entire cafe turned to look. Emma's eyes widened in shock. I had never said those words to her before. Tears welled up in her eyes. One slid down her cheek, and I reached out instinctively to wipe it away with my thumb. That's not enough, and you know it, she whispered. You even said it that night. Forget what I said that night. I know your dad wasn't involved in the accident, and my brother was. She cut me off. What? That night, Jason came home drunk and high with one of his shady friends. He asked Dad for money, probably for more drugs, but we had nothing left, so he wanted to sell Dad's car. Everything else of value he had already sold. Dad refused. They argued. Jason pulled a gun and shot Dad twice. Dad fell off the balcony. That's how he ended up in a coma. Jason didn't even check if Dad was alive. He and his friend took the car and left. They crashed that same night. His friend was driving and died. Jason ran away before the police arrived. They never ID'd the friend. He had no documents, probably didn't even have a license. It wasn't my dad who caused Amy's death. It was my brother. And nothing's changed. I closed my eyes and took a breath. I had been so wrong. She was just as much a victim as I was, maybe even more. And I had made her pay for it. I don't care who caused the accident anymore. Forgive me, Emma. None of this was your fault. I was selfish, blind. I don't care about the past. I just want a future with you. How do I know you won't flip again one day and hate me all over? I could never hate you. I love you more than life itself. She looked at her watch. I have to go. Can't be late for work. You don't need to work. And in your condition, I think you should be home resting. Are you going to start controlling my life again? Of course not. I just want to make things easier for you. You don't need to hustle for money anymore. I'll take care of everything. I don't want anything from you. I sighed. This was going to be harder than I thought. Okay, then do it for the baby. I have every right to provide for my child. That doesn't mean I have to stop working. Emma, please, don't be stubborn. Just give me one more chance to do this right. She paused for a long second. Fine, one chance. You have one chance left in your lifetime. My face lit up. That's all I need. I'm not screwing it up this time. Now let's go home. No. This time we're doing things my way. I'm not going back to that house until I see things have truly changed. I'll keep living my life the way I have these past 2 months. Okay, that's more than I had yesterday. I have to go now. She stood up. Wait, can I at least know where you live? Or where you work? She gave a faint smile. I'll find you. And just like that, she walked away, leaving me at the cafe. I hugged my head in my hands, frustration and hope battling inside me. Emma's POV. Seeing Adam in the hospital was the last thing I expected. I froze the moment I saw him, every cell in my body paralyzed. I've been hiding from him for 2 months, and he found me in the only place I thought was safe. After I noticed his car outside Demi's school, I had to stop visiting. I missed her so much, but I couldn't risk being seen. Yet somehow, here we were again. When his arms wrapped around me, when he touched my growing belly, everything felt like it had fallen into place again. I missed him. God, I missed him. And it hurt seeing him like that. The dark circles under his eyes, the weight loss, the beard that made him look older, tired, haunted. But I can't fall into his arms again, not unless I know things will be different. Now that I'm going to be a mother, I see the world through a different lens. I won't settle for anything less than what this baby and I deserve. I was walking down the sidewalk trying to get a cab so I wouldn't be late for work when suddenly I felt a hand grab me and yank me into a dark alley. Panic exploded inside me. I turned and froze when I saw who it was. Hi, big sister, he said with a smirk. Having fun with the rich boy. His eyes dropped to my stomach. Sure you are. Jason,